Hello.
Hi.
Before we get started, we just wanted to take a moment to talk about something serious.
Following the tragic death of George Floyd last week in Minnesota, we just wanted to ask our listeners to consider donating to Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter is a charity started in 2013. Its mission is to eradicate white supremacy and build local power to intervene in violence inflicted on black communities.
We hope you'll all consider donating to this amazing charity. No amount is too small, really, so links in the description.
Thank you.
No scratching, no sniffing in this episode.
Okay.
Just talking. No, I'm saying that to myself because that's what I was doing in the last episode constantly.
No scratching, no sniffing, only podcasting.
But
Can I get almost...
scratch and sniff things are acceptable.
We should...
I wasn't part of the generation that enjoyed those. I never... I mean, we weren't, I guess.
I had a scratch and sniff Roald Dahl card from the magazines I used to collect. They used to have scratch and sniff cards. Had a couple of them. They were fun.
How were they? Were they
literally 6 to 7 seconds of fun?
Yeah.
Just unadulterated joy.
I think the only long-lasting sniff toy is the lots of hugging bear. Is that his name?
Lots of hugging bear. Yeah,
lots of hugging bear.
Smells like strawberries. Do you remember those balls you used to get at the fair? They're like bouncy balls, and they would smell like fruit.
No.
And they had faces on.
They were. They were just pieces of fruit. You just ruined those pieces of fruit by throwing them at the floor.
I've been bamboozled by the fruit police again.
Welcome
Hello,
to the first episode ever.
No way! Oh my god, I can't believe...
What is the meaning of this podcast?
Can't believe we're finally here.
What is the meaning of this?
The big old poddy pod. We're finally here.
Hello everyone, welcome.
Although this is the 5th episode we've recorded.
Please take
Spoilies!
Please
Don't
take
tell
a seat.
anyone that though.
Spoilies!
Take a seat.
This is more of a
Sit down.
Come on, everyone, ready? 3, 2, 1. Spoilies!
Spoilies.
Spoilies!
Is that a thing?
What are we spoiling?
No, we're trying to make it a thing so we can sell it on a t-shirt.
Oh,
Spoilies!
Okay, cool. Hashtag spoilies.
It's not working.
For you.
Buy the new spoilies
For
mug.
me.
You have to believe.
Welcome everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome.
Hey, is everyone sitting comfortably?
No.
Hope everyone's had a good 2-month lockdown so far.
Yes.
Hope no one's got the Ronies.
That's probably the reason why you're listening to this in the first place, is because everyone's locked down, and is the reason why we're doing this in the first place, really.
Yeah. Yeah, we are friends, believe it or not.
I know, right?
I know. And we decided that we were bored.
Whoa. I didn't sign no contract.
We were bored and we were going to do a podcast. Something that we've always wanted to do. We wanted to do something creative together. I
can't believe that the three of us have never actually done anything creative and stuck with it before. I'm proud of us.
Yeah. Or at least kind of something that is just ours.
Yeah.
We've been involved in things
Yeah. But nothing just us. I mean, we've written songs and stuff for shows, but that was, A,
maybe it's for a good reason.
Awful, and B, not our thing. It was for something else.
And I wasn't there.
And you weren't there, no. But we've done creative stuff together.
We wrote our best friends.
But this is a family-friendly podcast, guys. Okay, we don't need to hear about that.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry.
Oh dear.
So what's this first episode going to be about?
Well, do we need to explain ourselves a bit more?
Well, explain yourself.
Explain yourself.
Well, no, I think
this is Jake.
Yes, hello.
This is Tom.
Hello.
He doesn't.
This is Anna.
Hello. This is Dirty.
See?
This is Dirty
Done.
Gavin.
Dirty Gavin doesn't say anything.
You're just holding up a piece of fruit, Tom.
And this is George George Andrews. Hello. And then we've got Michael the Mute,
No, there's
who
only
also
three of
doesn't
us.
speak. Okay, it's just us three.
Just Tom, Jake, and Anna.
Yeah. So hopefully you might get to know us through this podcast, maybe
Yeah, possibly.
episode.
Yeah.
And
you might
we'll,
not.
talk about stuff and the stuff we like and you like, and
Tell
Be
you
a bit of
guys
fun.
why we love them.
Yeah. We didn't want to do like an awkward intro episode like, so many other creative endeavours. So we've decided to collate some clips from our first few episodes so that you can get a feel of what this podcast is about rather than us just telling you what it's about. So, so we've got some exciting clips for you all today, and we'll be listening to them for the first time together as well, which will be interesting.
Meta,
so yeah,
it's we do our top things in each episode, and now our first episode is our top episodes.
Yeah, our top
what?
clips from our top.
See, I'm already
Why-
confused.
Why are we so
Although it's only a
confusing?
top 4, unfortunately. But fine, that's fine.
Yes.
Whatever.
Well,
Leave them wanting more.
This is our pilot anyway. So this is the pilot.
The pilot.
The pilot.
The pilot.
But it's not
Who's
a
piloting
pilot.
this pilot?
Me.
Oh, it's on autopilot. It's fine.
Oh,
Oh
and
no.
and Anna's
Okay.
co-pilot.
I'm co-pilot. You guys are the air hostesses.
Okay.
Any duty free for you today? Any duty free for you today. So, shall we start with a clip?
Let's do it. Go on then.
This first clip is from our second episode, which is all about things that we've been binging in quarantine. And this clip is kind of us. I think we kind of knew this anyway, but it's us realizing that we all had the same thing on our list. So yeah, without further ado, I saw a meme the other day. Sorry, before I play this, that was like someone sitting down at the theatre, and it was like, I hope there's lots of ado in this play. And then someone's like, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, and they're like, ah. So with ado,
Well, I'm leaving.
with lots of ado, here is our first clip. I'll move on to my next one, which I think Anna's going to have, and
Jake.
I don't know if Jake will have it on his binge
Might be my
list
I
top
think-
for
one.
lockdown.
This-
Maybe you will. I don't know. I don't
It
know
was
how
the
much
next
you
one I
watched
was going to talk about, so
Um,
we can do it.
But I feel like we're all going to talk about it, and this is
Yeah.
a nice segue, which is Community, Dan Harmon's other.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Me and myself, Jake and I, watched Community like 3 years ago, maybe, for the first time, and I love it. It's one of my favourite TV shows ever. I think probably same for Jake.
Definitely.
Maybe even same for you, Anna. Now.
Yeah,
Um,
I need to finish it. and see
But I
what-
haven't watched it since. I watched it when it was on Netflix, and then it went off, and now it's come back on. And I'm so glad that I haven't watched it in that time, because it's making me remember jokes as they happen, but still finding them funny. Because I haven't watched it in like 3 years, I've forgotten about individual episodes until I start watching them. Like, oh my god, I forgot about this. I love this episode so much.
All I know is the feeling I got when I saw it was back on Netflix with no prior knowledge was just the best thing in the whole world.
I'm getting to enjoy it like I'm watching it for the first time again, but I know from the beginning that I'm going to love the whole thing.
Like I know
this-
how funny this is, and I can't
Yeah.
wait to relive how funny this is.
You watched a few episodes
Yeah.
when we watched it for the first time, because I put it on. I think we were all at my house for my birthday, and we watched a couple of episodes, didn't we?
Yeah, there's a couple of times when I stayed around George and you're like, do you mind if I watch Community? And I'm like, yeah, sure.
It's so clever, but it's so stupid and funny. Anna, I know it's on your list, so why don't you tell us about your experience of watching it properly?
I like each episode, I think I at least laugh out loud once or twice, which I don't usually get with a TV show, like full on laugh out loud at a moment that's happened. I find it quite gripping. I think characters are great. I think it's just a great concept of a story, and I like each episode, and there's like the paintball episodes. I mean, I'm only on season 4, so I haven't really, like, towards the end of season 4, so I can't really say much, but it has been such a great binge to watch.
We're on season 5 now.
What?
Wow.
Oh my goodness. It's just been great to have this during lockdown, because it is just so funny. And so well written. The actors, I think, are really good in it. Like, in the context, it's just so good.
And they're not all people that you like either.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Like most of the I don't really like Jeff, to be honest.
Yeah,
I don't like him most of the time, but
Yeah.
he's the main character, and I feel for him most of the time. Like, how is that even possible?
Yeah.
Good.
And I've never seen a TV show that surprises me as much as that show.
Yeah.
Like you could be crying with laughter at something about a butt joke 1 second, and then, like, I remember that there's the Dungeons and Dragons episode where Piers gets really evil. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Oh my
really
gosh,
funny,
yeah.
but he's really good at acting evil, and he's such a good
Yeah.
actor in that episode, Chevy Chase.
Anyway, that's my one.
Yeah, and that was my one too.
I feel like we could talk forever about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Wow.
Wasn't that pleasant?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness! Taking the mick out of
I
Anna.
did like
my goodness.
kind of hearing what Anna's first reaction was to it when we were first interacting with it as well.
Definitely.
Like when you were saying 3 years ago, when we were first getting to know it, Anna was kind of like, yeah, sure, do what you want, but I'm not going to pay attention.
Yeah.
And whilst listening to that, then that kind of makes memories in my head where I'm like, oh yeah, I remember you talking to me about, like, Anna not kind of being interested in it, but just being like, us trying to convince her to do it as well.
Yeah,
Watch
I
it.
remember the first episode.
Please.
The first episode you watching, and like, it was the bit for any community fans is the timelines episode, and like Anna just came downstairs from doing something at the bit where who's P? Where I almost said Pete. Pete's not a character. Where Troy walks in with pizza, maybe that's where it came from, and everything's on fire, and you just laughing at that, and then being like, "Can we
You're
watch,
literally
can we
Troy
watch
in that
another
moment.
one?" Yeah. So can we watch another one, please? Yeah, and I think that's become a bit of a staple in our friendship community. So yeah, it's very interesting.
Oh yeah, that is definitely the TV show, especially during this lockdown as well.
It's just feel good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Again, I don't know when they released it back on Netflix, because it seemed too good to be true that as soon as we were locked down, it came back up on Netflix again. Maybe it was a goodwill thing on Netflix's part or something.
Feeding the conspiracies. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's interesting as well listening to that back as well, because spoilies! That was the first episode.
This isn't going to be a thing. You can't make it a thing. No one's going to say spoilers.
No, I'm not trying to make it a thing. It's just
No.
that, yeah.
It's already a thing.
It just
In Tom's head.
it just came out of my mouth. I didn't even realise I said it.
It's just so natural.
Yeah.
Hashtag spoilers.
Yeah, sometimes I don't even realise I'm saying it. Spoilies! Yeah. It was interesting listening to that episode, because that was the first one that we recorded, and there was just like I think we did a good job at being quite natural, but there was it's just different to think like we're only 5 episodes in terms of where we've recorded up to at the moment. It's just interesting to see how it's already changed slightly and how we've adapted, and
I remember listening to the first episode of Hello from the Magic Tavern, and which is another podcast as we probably will talk about soon, one of my favourites, and they did a behind the scenes podcast of it, and they said everyone said their first episode was a bit rough, but then they found their feet. It's like, well, obviously, because it's their first episode. Like, what do you expect? But yeah, and they were saying how interesting it was to even see from one first recording session to even the second, third, fourth. Things just change that you don't notice and that you do notice. It's
definitely. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we thought as it's first episode and it's kind of we didn't want to lean too much into the whole get to know us thing, so we thought it would be quite funny to do some like shitty icebreaker questions to ask each other. So we've got a couple of questions. Does anyone like to go first?
I'll go first.
Go on then.
Jake and Tom,
Yes.
what is the stupidest thing you have done to get a crush to notice you?
Oh, that is a good question.
Thank you.
I don't think I did anything stupid because I was always too embarrassed to do anything in the first place. I'm sure Tom's got a very long list.
I can only think of one. But yeah. Shall I go first while Jake's thinking?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So there was a girl I used to have a crush on in primary school, and she was going out with a very close friend of mine who I went to a small school, so there were like 4 boys in a year, like max. So everyone was very close, and she was going out with him, but she wasn't super happy, and she was like, I want to break up with him. So she was like, can you break up with him for me? And this was in like the Wendy house. I don't know why they're called Wendy houses, but this was in the Wendy house that we had in our school.
She invented it.
Yeah.
She invented that house.
From Bob the
Wendy's.
Builder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and she was like...
She's got dwarfism, so... Anyway.
She needs a plumber and an electrician, though. She just lives with like plastic wooden housing.
She's all right. She's all right.
Yeah, and she was like, I want you to go and break up with him for me. So in true like soap opera style, and I was quite a goody two shoes in primary school. So this is probably emphasizes how stupid it was, I guess. So I took one of the plastic stakes from the Wendy house, and I walked out onto the field where like everyone was sort of looking at me, and I went like something along the lines of like, she doesn't want you anymore, you're dumped. And then I smacked my friend Josh across the face with a plastic stake. Because that's what they do in EastEnders and stuff, I guess.
Did you get told off?
And, yeah, I got told off.
They always get the girl.
Yeah, and I got told off, and then I didn't get the girl, and it was probably better in the long run.
So you just
to be honest,
trying to impress a girl.
Well, it was just kind of like
That
it wasn't
stupidity.
that I was trying to impress her. I think it was that I was just like, I've got an opportunity to be the person that breaks them up, and I'm going to go all out. So I slapped Josh, his name was Josh, across the face with a plastic stake. Jake.
Did it work?
Well, she wanted to break up with him, so I assume I didn't even have to do anything. But
Did she want to go out with you?
oh no.
Oh well, it failed then.
Yes.
I mean, she was a bit of a slag. She kind of kissed all the boys.
Apart from you.
No, kiss me too.
That's why she's a slag.
Do you remember that? Apart from me, bitch. Jake, have you thought of yours?
I remember. I think it was something in like preschool. I think we had sweets, kind of love hearts and things like that for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought it would be a good idea to throw a bunch of love hearts at someone at the other side of the room. That's the only thing I can think of at the moment. I was young. I didn't know what to do. I was too nervous to go over, so I just threw these sweets at her that I liked, and kept the ones that didn't reflect the message I wanted to give.
Yeah, it was like, you're dumped. It was that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ate that one. Oh.
Didn't work though.
I've got a kind of funny one. There was
What about you?
This was in reception, and there was a boy that both me and my friend liked at the same time, but we both expressed how much we liked him. And the boy was like, girls, it's fine. Like, both of you.
I'm only
can...
Justin.
He was like, both of you can have me, but we didn't want that, so we had a massive fight in reception. Pulled each other's hair out and like went for
Over a boy.
Wow.
So,
Girls are crazy,
I
man. Reception girls are the craziest.
Yeah, we're mad.
I
I remember fighting over a boy.
Yeah.
But I don't think either of us went out with him in the end because I think we got told off and we weren't allowed to.
It was more just fighting for sport.
Yeah.
What's the most surprising thing that's ever happened to you?
That is a really good question. Oh.
Surprising?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a boring answer and I've got a funny answer.
Okay.
Boring answer was getting tickets for the Jimmy Fallon show. Like that, when we saw that in New York, it was just so out of the blue. We didn't think we were going to get anything, and it was like, oh my god! And it was like the perfect day and the perfect time, and it was just like, I'm sure I've got a better answer than that, but that's sort of my sensible answer. My silly answer, which is also very surprising, was, I don't know. I guess there's a couple. The first one maybe I was thinking of was Jake letting me sleep in his cupboard when we went to Edinburgh, which is how we became friends.
I mean, that is
more on
surprising.
that in another podcast. But the first moment that came to my mind was also Edinburgh, which was the boys' dorm deciding they should prank the girls' dorm. So myself, Jake, and two other friends decided to go and all poo in the girls' toilet and not flush it.
Why is this coming out on the first episode?
I don't know. It was just on the brain. Yeah, deciding to poo in the girls' toilet and not flush it so it would stink out their room while we were like so drunk, and then waking up in the morning and being like, we pooed in our own toilet.
Yeah, it was our own flat.
Yeah, that was. That's the first thing that came to mind when you said.
Yeah, it was like a group of very drunk, artsy 15-year-olds thinking,
this would be funny. And then they pooed in their own toilet. Anna.
I've got a funny one and a serious one. So my serious one is that when I was about 13, 14, I got picked to be a model for Ms. Magazine.
Ms. Magazine. I've seen these photos.
So I was actually a model for a girls' teen magazine, and it got published. Like it was the Christmas edition as well.
look at you.
I know.
Did your modelling career explode after that edition? Or
No, it's
that's a shame.
very much remained as that.
Grinded
only.
to a halt, surprisingly.
No.
So that magazine's out there somewhere, and to this day, like I even like years gone, like I think it was like my last year of school, I was doing dance with one of my friends. My friend was like, I was throwing out some magazines the other day, and I found like an old Ms. magazine and you were in it, and I was like, yeah, that was fine. And she was like, oh my god. I used to read like Ms. magazine was like the girls' magazine of the time. Like no one could believe that I was going to be in it. And then even me, and then I just remember being so cool at school because all the girls couldn't believe that I was in it.
It's like a sitcom when you find out that someone's done something really embarrassing as a kid, like they're a teen pop star.
Yeah. So that was like my cool celeb moment, and then very surprising. And then the second thing is I was at my friend's hen do, Lucy, and we just had a really big night out, and the guys know this story, and I was so hungover. I had just got back from the toilet from throwing up.
As all good stories start. I just puked my guts. Anyway, skip ahead.
So I was so ill, but we were quite high up because when you're Bath's like the city is like a valley, so we were quite high up, and we were on the top floor, and this pigeon decided to fly into our room and scare the shit out of all of us. We couldn't believe it, and it literally just flew in, looked at all of us, and then flew back out again. But we did all panic and crap our pants.
Hey guys, the party going on in here.
Yeah. I just felt so ill, and I was like, what could make this worse? And then this pigeon just flew in.
Jake, do you have one?
Nice. The one that I can think of, I remember doing a show at the Watermill when I was like 11.
Mm-hmm.
My first show I ever did. It was a Christmas show. It's called Matilda and Duffy's Stupendous Space Adventure.
Wow.
You should have seen it. It was really good. Rave reviews of 2009. And we were just rehearsing there, and one day I just wanted to go outside, and I think I had to go to the toilet, and you had to go round to a different building. And I walked outside, and Craig Revel Horwood was just sat on the bank,
No
smoking
way.
a cigarette
Oh
and
my
chatting on the
gosh.
phone. And I just was this 11-year-old me who just stood there waiting to go to the toilet. I was just like, what do I do? Do I go over? Do I say hello? Do I go to the toilet? What? I was pretty surprised. I just
Wow.
didn't expect to see him there.
Wow, that's so cool.
He's got a seat named there after him as well.
Yeah, and he was really
Sponsors.
nice. I went over to talk to him, and
Oh.
he was lovely.
That's good.
That's so cool.
I can't think of anything silly at the moment.
My first question is for you guys is, what is the one article of clothing that someone could wear on a date to make you just get up and leave? Like,
That's a good question.
Oh my gosh, I know exactly what. Okay, you know those like fishnet gloves?
oh yeah, like Madonna.
Yeah, I would walk straight out if I saw anyone wearing those.
What if it was Madonna?
Then it'd be okay, but I
Okay.
don't think I'd ever get a date with Madonna.
Well, never say never.
Never say never. But yeah, gross.
Like a fishing jacket with 20 pockets.
And all the like bait and tackle, like
Yeah,
on it, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's such a good answer.
Complete with like the fishing rod and bait and everything, and maggots just crawling out
Oh
of their pockets.
my god.
I don't know. I was thinking like scuba gear maybe, but I feel like I'd be quite
No,
intrigued. I'd be
yeah.
like, international
You're adventurous.
woman of
yeah.
mystery. Yeah.
Or man, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. It would probably be Burberry. I think for me, anything with a Burberry pattern.
Instant off.
Yeah, it's not for me.
Cool.
Good first questions. Anyway, this next clip is from. We're going in order. So this next clip is from episode 3. I chose this one. We picked an episode each. So this one was my choice, and this is about our episode is about what we're doing to cope with lockdown. And yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about this afterwards. But I just thought it was quite a funny clip.
Me and Nick, my roommate, were talking about this yesterday. Apparently, I'm not sure if this is true. He said this was true, and he said he wasn't sure, but he thinks it is. Apparently, the letter on your national insurance number
Yeah.
is the letter in the wave in which you would be drafted to the army if there was a world war.
Wow.
Oh my.
Do you guys
I'm
know?
not-
Yeah, I know what mine is.
What's yours?
I'm A, so I'm first.
Oh, I'm C.
I'm P.
No, your last one.
Oh, I don't know. I thought you meant the first letter. I was like, I
Mine's
thought
No,
they were
no,
the same.
there's A,
Shut-
B, C, and D.
I didn't know that. was
I
gonna
don't know
say-
if that's true.
I thought
that-
they were all the same, and I was like, that surprises me that they're not.
No, mine's A.
Right, A, B, C. Okay, I see what you mean now.
Yeah.
Mine's A. I'm first. Great.
I'm C. So I'll be after you guys. You guys will be dead by the time I get there.
I got so excited then because
There
I
you
thought
go.
because
No,
I
no,
thought
no.
I was like I was like P. I was like, oh,
No. We all start with P. I'm pretty
Like
sure.
the government
Yeah, no,
comes
they all
to you and
start with
goes,
P.
"What's the last letter?" You go P. No,
No.
that's not right. That's not right.
just
Are you sure?
make up a letter.
Oh my
Quarks.
god, I did not know that.
Blowgun.
Stupid
Of
logons.
But yeah, it's like we're not being asked to do much. Stay inside. Like we said in our previous videos, like,
Stay alert.
you know,
Control the virus.
stay alert. Yeah, jeez, even though it's invisible. Like with our TV, like we're being asked to watch TV and enjoy it, and
We're just being asked to do nothing,
Do
and people have
nothing.
nothing but complaints.
I think it's been
About
so
that.
good for so many people. It's been really good for me, personally. Oh, is Jake not quiet?
I'm reading.
Oh.
If it's actually true, sorry.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, but yeah,
Um,
like I said, like it's not like there's a war or like there's a big apocalypse, like,
Just a little apocalypse.
and we have to just a little one. But like no one's being attacked, like physically. No one's being.
Yeah.
I find it funny, right, that crime in the UK has gone down by a third, and I find it so funny that there's that there's criminals at home that are like abiding by the lockdown rules. Like,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, do you want to rab a bonk? Do you want to
Hey man, do you want to rab a bonk?
go away?
Do I know you?
Oh, that was such a like. Oh.
Can this episode be called Rabbing a Bonk?
Yes. That's.
Do you want to rab a bonk today? Nah, I gotta.
Sorry,
abide
man.
by
I'm in
the-
lockdown.
By the lockdown rules. By the lockdown rules.
So,
Oh my god.
you guys want to rab a bonk?
Oh. Do you want to rub a bunk?
That was a good Thomism. You guys want to rab a bonk?
Yeah, man.
I thought it was funny because it was off topic as well.
Yes, that was very good.
And I was so confused about the war, the being drafted into the army, because I was like, I thought everyone's national insurance started PB, so I was so confused. I was like, do people have non-PB national insurance numbers? But no.
Oh, that was so
Yeah,
funny.
I like the
Mine's
fact that you were
P.
just like, yeah, I'm not getting drafted.
I was like,
I'm
yes!
P. It's what I'm talking about.
Yes! Yes!
No, Tom, no.
I'm never gonna die! No, you're A, sir. Oh no! No,
First
I'm
in
gonna
line.
die!
Oh, that was...
You're on the front line, sir. Here's your gun.
Oh, I can just imagine a cowboy saying that.
Yeehaw! Let's go rab a bonk! He makes like loads of mistakes. He's like, he's at the bank. He's at the bonk, sorry. He's like, I'm here to make a deposit. I mean, a withdrawal. Shit. Such an idiot.
That's a good idea for an episode.
Yeah, top 5 stupid cowboy moments.
Yeah.
And we just make them up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my next day question. If you were a wrestler, what would your entrance music be?
The Macarena.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Really put them off, you know? Get inside their brain. Play something like the chicken dance or whatever.
Yeah.
To be like, it's Jake Mawson!
Maybe the Coronation Street theme song.
Yes!
I like
It's
that.
Jake Mawson! Anna?
I think I would have the phantasmic music from
Oh,
Disney
yeah.
show.
Ba, 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 ba,
I was going to play it because I didn't think Jake would know what it was.
In the red corner, Anna Neary!
It takes a while to get into it.
They're like, ow, ow, my ears. Please make it stop.
It'd have to be really grand.
And you just come out the stage and you're this like tiny little woman.
It's not even this bit. Wait.
There's like smoke and effects.
And all children in choral gowns come on.
Literally, she's like running down the walkway. She's like elbow drops someone.
With her fist ahead of her like Superman.
That's exactly what I would have.
Oh, that's a good shout.
That's a good question. How about you?
I don't know. I feel like it'd be really funny to get like properly ripped and have like, I don't know, like the Peppa Pig theme tune or something.
Yeah.
Or, but yeah, I think Peppa Pig would maybe
Yeah.
would work. Like, it's Tom Hazelden. I'm Peppa Pig. I don't know. Yeah.
Cool.
And then
Okay.
the whole audience would snort back at you.
Do the snort. Anna, what's yours?
You can only choose one dad. Kevin Hart or Mr. Bean.
Kevin Hart, I think. I feel like Mr. Bean would be cute and funny to start with as a dad, and then you'd be like,
You would
Jesus
hate
fucking
it.
Christ, yeah. And then you'd be having
Why do you
some
speak
sort of
like that, Dad?
Yeah,
Just talk normally.
you'd have some like emotional breakdown, and he'd be like, Spain. Teddy, But I feel like Kevin Hart is probably a really, really good dad.
Yeah.
What is your silliest fear?
Ooh.
For viewers at home, the question was, what is your silliest fear?
Could you use it in a sentence? Makes
Sure.
sense.
What is your silliest fear?
Thank you. I got it now.
I don't know if it's the silliest fear, but I think this is my most obscure fear. Looking at a boat face on.
That is quite obscure.
But I find it terrifying.
Just like it's coming at you, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Just a boat at the side is absolutely fine, but I think looking at a massive ship in front of you,
I do kind of know what you mean. Like, I remember seeing a picture of like a huge cruise ship behind like the Titanic or something.
Yes.
And I remember thinking like,
Shit.
if I was on the Titanic, I would be so scared right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's the tip of the boat, the like pointy bit. I think just the thought of me standing under something like that, like that freaks me out a bit.
Yeah.
And just looking at a boat front facing, looking at it at the back, absolutely fine.
That
don't know why.
boat booty. God damn.
God damn! Look at that boat booty.
Shake that boat.
So yeah, that's probably. I don't know if it's silly,
Shake that starboard.
but that's probably my most weirdest.
Twerk that bow, girl.
I was gonna say I don't know which one's the front and which one's the
Yeah,
back.
bow, stern. Who knows?
The front.
How about you, Tom?
Jason Segel. Don't like the look of him. Don't know
No.
if he's funny. Don't know if he's scary. Jason Segel. What about you, Jake?
Moths.
They're scary.
I don't mind butterflies, but I hate moths. Don't know
Scary
why.
moths.
They fly towards your face when you're alone at night and you're watching your phone because it's night, and they fly towards it, but then they fly at your face.
The Atlas moth, which I think is the world's biggest moth, doesn't have a mouth, so it lives for like a day and then dies because it can't eat. Like that's got to be a mistake that someone upstairs made. You know what I mean? Like no one makes that on purpose.
What's the point?
Yeah.
Just get rid of it. How is it still around?
We forgot to put a mouth on this one. Yeah, just send it out anyway. Yeah.
What is the point of it reproducing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wish they'd all come out in a day and fly towards the sun. If they like light so much.
Icarus. Yeah. It does seem kind of ironic as well when you take that into consideration that they're obsessed with light, but only come out in the evening. They're like nocturnal. Like what?
Stupid.
Crazy.
Bastards.
Cool. Jake, do you want to introduce the next one?
This is from our comfort films. So kind of we're talking about films which we can watch over and over and again. Over and over again. And never get boring. Always bring us joy and stuff. And it was Anna talking about Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and her somewhat obsession with the car in that movie, and what really deep kind of emotional connection it brought her. And it was a really nice moment to kind of really hear about kind of Anna's childhood and what gave her comfort when she was falling asleep as a baby and she was finally seeing this production of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and this big moment that she's loved since she was a child happened. And Tom explained the rest, so take it away.
I don't know what. It's just such a classic and iconic film.
It's a good film.
Dick Van Dyke is so good in it.
What about it makes you feel comforted?
The car.
Yeah.
I love the car.
Anna loves cars.
I don't know what it is about. This is why I want to go to Bewley so bad, because it's got the car.
I've constantly heard you talking about Bewley, and I'm like, what? Are you sure you know what Bewley is?
Yes, because I really want to see the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang car. It's there, and I really want to see it.
Please tell me that going to Bewley is on your list for
After
the next episode.
No, but I just that car is so iconic, and I love it so much. And I always talk about this on when I speak to our other friends about it. the moment in the film when the car is presented and comes out of the garage is so good.
So, just to not to downplay that moment.
No,
at all,
stop!
but
No, don't do that moment.
please.
But the bit in the film, you know, when the kids are like waiting in the house for him to be ready, and then it's finally ready, and there's the like big orchestral music, and he comes out, and those doors open, and it's like the best car ever.
I'm
I don't
sorry,
know why I love
have
it.
to tell the story.
And Trudy Scrumptious' dress, I love.
We went to
as
see
well.
a youth production of Chitty Bang Bang in Swindon,
Oh no, don't.
and as there's that
Oh.
as there's that they had like a huge.
I wanted to cry because I was so, like, it was so awkward.
That's so funny. They had like a huge orchestra as well, because it was one of these like, you know, like rare productions where
Yeah.
they just have like mass.
There was
It
so
was
much
like that.
money as well put into this show. The set was very good.
It was like that, and it's obviously the first time you see the car in all its like remodeled glory is that big like ba 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 ba. And like the doors open and you can just see the lights, and there's like smoke, and then as it comes further out the whole car's revealed, and you're like, oh my god, that's so good. It was like these, like they had like a plywood set, you know, like it was obviously quite cheap
Oh my gosh.
for the doors to open, and
Well, like, the kids are like, it's Daddy! And then these doors were like...
and then you get all that music, they're like da 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 da, and the doors open maybe like 2 foot and then get stuck, but the car continues to move forward.
Because it's
No.
on, because it's electronic. The car is, like, controlled to go forward. The lights are on the car, so you can very clearly see this car, and you just hear it whacking against the door.
Well, no, it wasn't like hitting on it. It was obviously like pushing on it very slowly, and the set was resisting, so you could hear like the plywood like snapping and breaking, and it was like.
And then it was, out of all of them, it was the guy that was playing the granddad that had to force the doors open,
no.
because the guy that was playing Cracticus Potts was obviously in the car driving it forward, so he couldn't help. Because he was like, and apart from that on stage, it was the actual children.
Why is this not working?
So,
Regardless of that, like, it should have been someone from the stage crew that had come on. It shouldn't have been left to a child.
Yeah,
to
unfortunately,
help
the
out.
stage crew were also children.
But it was
so.
no, but they have to have like some people backstage and
Oh,
chaperones.
but that
and stuff.
was, I think,
But it was so funny.
I
It was
wanted
just
to
like,
cry because
That's
I was like, that is
hilarious.
probably, I think that's probably one of my favourite moments in a film ever. Because it's just so iconic.
It's one of my favourite moments on stage ever.
Ever.
It's such a grand
Oh.
moment, and it's just it's so funny.
And it's like, there's just great songs in the film as
Yeah,
well.
genuinely.
So.
It's just because the orchestra sounds so beautiful, and it's like
Oh.
ba ba ba,
But yeah,
and you've
the
got
music
like
is amazing.
it's like the doors like don't open.
Oh. And then you think the car's gonna crash, and it doesn't.
I honestly
It
thought
flies.
I thought the set was gonna
Ugh.
like bust open. And
Okay, I'm
split.
trying to go off this topic here and talk about my film
Okay.
that I like, and you always ruin it with that story.
Well, you
Always.
shouldn't have taken me to go and see it.
Because I love the show.
It means a lot to
Anyway.
you, and it brings you joy in times of
Brings
need.
me happiness, and then that happens on the stage.
Ruined forever. It was just really lovely hearing kind of why it meant so much to Anna.
Yeah.
And then hearing a story where that whole meaning was just
Completely
torn
undermined.
down in front of her eyes.
The director decided to bow with the kids at the end by sitting in the
Oh.
car, so they all fly off at the end,
yeah.
and the director sat in the car waving while all the kids are on the floor bowing, and it was so weird.
It's so pretentious.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about you.
No, and also
Especially for a kid's production. Like, come on.
one thing that made me laugh about that clip as well is at the very start when Anna's talking about Bewley. It's like when you ask like
so
what a kid
embarrassing.
it's like when you ask like what a kid wants to do for their birthday, or and they say something that you know they don't want, and you're like, are you sure that's what you want? Are you absolutely sure?
Yeah.
Because once I buy it, we can't go back. That was a good clip.
Yeah, well done, Jay. I completely forgot about that, and then you brought it back up again.
Well, there you go. You're welcome. Which fictional character do you believe to be most like yourself?
I've got a pretty solid answer.
Okay.
I think it's briefly mentioned in one of our episodes, but I really like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and the lead character in that, I feel, is quite similar to myself in some ways. He's quite forward-thinking and progressive, which I like to think that I am, or at least I try to be. But also, he's like a goofball that's quite childish and takes everything with like a pinch of fun, you know. Like, but yeah, and I feel like that's a fairly good representation.
I've got two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm a mixture of both of these characters. So Anna from Frozen. Because she's quite clumsy and thinks her life is a fairy tale. And yeah, she's just, I think out of all the Disney princesses, she's the most like down to earth one.
I was just
Your
gonna say
name's
down to
Anna.
earth.
And my name's Anna
Anna.
too. And then also I think I'm a bit like Unikitty from the Lego Movie.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
That's what I would have said.
Yeah.
Just had this idea of Anna saying something really like weird and out of the blue, like, I'm like the Demogorgon from Stranger Things. It cuts to Anna and she's just like,
Tom, no, Tom, no!
just like making noises.
Oh, that's so good.
What about you?
I've no idea. I don't think I'm like Mr. Peanut Butter in any way, but I think he has a sort of positiveness even throughout kind of the like, even if he's saying something negative, it kind of comes across in a positive way.
Yeah.
I guess that's the thing I maybe relate with Mr. Peanut Butter from BoJack Horseman.
Yeah.
Okay, my question is, what funny joke would you tell God if you see him?
I've got one.
Okay.
Why didn't Jesus drink the wine that he made from water?
Don't know.
Because it was spiked. Like he was spiked to a cross. Like your son was spiked to a cross, God.
So the wine was spiked.
Yeah, like he was spiked to the
Spiked,
cross.
yes.
That's it. I can go to hell now.
I like it.
See you later. Bye.
Well done, Jake.
What's the best thing about Switzerland?
I don't know. What is the best? Sorry.
Change
I
words.
don't know. What is the best thing about Switzerland? That's my God voice, apparently.
I don't know, but the flag's a big plus. Ah?
I hate you.
Ah?
I hate you.
Yeah, get into heaven now, please, Mr. God, sir. He's like straight to hell. He does the like Julius Caesar thumbs down. Would you rather not have elbows or not have kneecaps?
I think I'd rather run
I
than
would-
bend
I
down.
would-
I'm also elbows,
I
but
would rather walk.
you can still walk. You just have to
Yeah,
walk.
but you just
completely
walk
straight
funny. I'd
legs.
rather not walk funny. And
Quick
That was
fire.
that.
Well, there we go. Anna, introduce the next clip.
this clip is from our fourth episode.
Fifth
Episode. It is towards the end of the podcast where we are discussing about what we want to do after lockdown. And I go on to talk about that, and it's just, the clip is kind of us talking about that. It's a bit of a sad moment in the clip, and then you just see how we try and wrap up the podcast episode.
It's going to
Yeah,
be
it's
years
just kind-
until theatre jobs get back to what they were.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from your job, your main job, we're all involved in theatre in some portion of our careers, like all three of us. So that's fun.
It's going to be a change for all three of us.
Yeah.
Well, just, yeah. Even if it's different careers until those theatres and that whole industry gets back going again.
Yes,
Yeah.
and like it's gonna be insane, isn't it?
We can't end on this.
It's so sad.
But there is light at the end of the tunnel because...
Anyone? Quick. Come on, Tom.
Maybe
Come
there
on,
isn't.
Tom.
Maybe we don't need to end on a happy note.
Here's a word from our sponsors.
Hello.
Goodbye.
Distract them. Distract them.
Keep going. Keep going.
They won't notice. They won't notice if we cut away.
Wait, are we still recording? Fuck.
And that was all. That was all a bit of meta fun.
Yeah.
For you guys.
But it might not go in that order, so we might end on getting a McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Just go with that.
But if not, let's play a very quick round of word disassociation.
Okay.
Anna, you start.
Okay.
Which order
Then
are we
we'll go.
going?
We'll go in the order we just went in,
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. Let's go the opposite way.
Okay,
We're
all right.
mixing things up.
Fuck it.
Okay.
let's do it.
So original
So
order.
Anna, Jake, Tom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go.
Anna.
Google.
Sports.
Game.
Phone.
Blobbies.
Anna loses.
Is that even? No, that is not a word.
Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
I'm gonna check the online dictionary to see if blobbies is a word.
I meant to say Mr. Blobby, but I said blobbies.
No definitions found for this word. I'm sorry, Tom, you lose.
Aww. We can't end on this note.
Yes, we
It's
can.
so sad.
Tom lost with
Although-
blobbies.
Here Come the Blobbies is a hit book on Google.
Wow. Are you?
It's $47.
So professional, guys. So professional.
Yeah. Sometimes I get why people are like, what the hell are they talking about? Like,
Yeah.
whenever they listen to our conversations. It's been difficult to form coherent sentences that people can listen to.
Like when I listen back to your voices, both you two, you sound exactly the same.
Yeah.
And my voice sounds so much higher than I imagine it sounding. Like when it comes out my mouth, it sounds to me like it's
I think that too about me.
at a certain pitch, and then when I listen to it, I'm like, oh no, I actually sound like a semitone higher than I actually sound. What's going on? Is there like this disparity between what I'm hearing and what I'm... But you two sound the same, so I don't get
See,
it.
I think you two sound the same and I sound different. I think
Well,
it's
Yeah.
the same for
It's
everyone.
because of the way that you hear, though, isn't it? You're supposed to
Yeah.
think if you put like two pieces of card next to your head, like a psychopath, to cover your ears, you can kind of hear what you sound like to other people. But I listened to that episode and I was like, I fucking hate how I talk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
you hate,
I need to make
you
some
hate how you
serious
sound.
changes in the way that I
But
speak.
you're your worst critic, so that's why
That's
we do
it.
it.
But that's the good thing about like
Change.
that's why we kind of started the whole thing in the first place, is because we liked the whole relaxed feeling of having a free flowing
Yes.
conversation that we don't notice things like that. So it's kind of like those mannerisms and fillers and ums and ahs and
And
all
likes.
those things are kind of part of the thing we wanted to make, I guess.
Yes, definitely. So,
Agree.
so
Wow.
good friends and listeners, I hope you enjoy
Pee.
this episode.
Every Duke and
But-
Earl
And Pia.
is
Is-
Sha.
Everyone who should be here is
Sha.
Guys, no one's going to have
Yeah.
a clue what you're talking about.
Well, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, guys.
First
Bye.
episode,
Oh wait,
guys.
yes. subscribe or do all that.
Oh yeah,
Comment.
we
follow
should
everything
plug
and-
that. We haven't plugged it, have we?
Yes, we have a Facebook. No, we don't.
No, we don't.
No, we have
Start.
Instagram. So follow us at follow us at Instagram. No, follow us at WITMOT Podcast. No, was it
Correct.
just WITMOT?
WITMOT
Whitmore
Pod.
podcast.
Remember
So
podcast.
follow what is the meaning of this podcast on Instagram with at WITMOT Podcast. Follow us on Twitter
with at it what cud what Matt pid what
I can do this, guys. I
At
can do
wit.
this. Follow what is the meaning of this podcast on Instagram with at
Why are you saying with at?
with at WITMOT Podcast.
You're like a train
Ding.
announcer.
The-
Follow at
The
Wit
train to with at
Mot.
Paddington is
Pod.
with on station at 5 at on 34 minutes and delayed.
Please look. Minutes. 20. Help.
Everyone in the station's like, what?
Help me. Help me. Help me.
Anyway,
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
That's it. That was fun. Bye.
goodbye, geese.
Goodbye. Spoilies.
Spoilies. He's catching